Good afternoon, or if you're watching at a different time, evening, morning, middle of the night, whatever. It's Erica of Herbal Arts, and I'm here for a Sunday demo, and this week it's bat making. Surprise! Yes, so I'll let people join us. I'm going to hydrate. Getting ready for the Midsummer Bat Sale, which is tonight in 4 hours. So I'll be able to make this bat, maybe another one. I got to do some other things too. I leave Wednesday morning very, very early for Colorado, so I'm sort of trying to get all these things in a row. So today we're going to make a purple bat, sort of inspired perhaps a little bit because I'm wearing purple. Hello, Lizette. So it's nice and early, but it is afternoon, so afternoon still applies. So we're going to do purples today. Okay. I did some grays earlier and some blues. I thought, we need some more purples. Everybody likes purple. Let's do some purple. So that's what I'm going to do. So sun is nice and bright coming through the window here, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to move the camera. So just, if you get seasick, close your eyes. Okay. And this time, I'm actually going to remember to put the camera down. I know last Sunday I was a little late doing it. I did a WAFA demo on Wednesday this past week. And half the demo, I didn't move the camera till halfway through. And so that was kind of, and I couldn't see comments, so I couldn't see people saying, move the camera. Okay, so I managed to get the drum and the liquor in a little cleaned off. The last thing I made, I used some adult mohair, and the liquor got a little fuzzy. So I'm also going to try and keep got a little bit of glare. You can see from the sun. See the sun there? So we'll see if I can keep an eye on the camera. I did just delete a number of things. So I think I have enough storage. And those things included video. So I've got this gorgeous braid. Look at this gorgeous braid. Look at this gorgeous braid. Okay. This is 19 micron merino. It's dyed by Suzanne at Zany Crafts. And it's so soft. So we're going to use this. And I'm just going to completely pull it apart like this. And, my wrist is mostly better. I had overused it. But I'm still going to take it here. You can see how it's almost like two pieces. Probably was two pieces, maybe even more. I'm actually going to break it there. Okay. And I realize part of this is happening off camera, and I'm just going to sort of keep pulling it in half. There. So we'll have two long sections. So it's I think this hag set was a 4.1 ounce braid. So we'll have roughly 2 ounces. I'm not going to weigh it. I'm just going to do it. So there's the half we're going to use. This other one we will wind up and probably use if I have time to make another one. So we'll have a lot of twins for tonight. So who else is showing up? Let's see. Hello, Katie. Hello, Jean. Yeah, isn't it gorgeous? And then, so we got this great purple. And then we're going to add to it with some of this wool viscose. Yeah, it's World of Wool. I got it from Julie at Fresh Lotus Design. And I have more, but I didn't want to use a ton of it. I've got some bamboo. That in purple. Got that from, where did I get that from? Faith, Hope, Love Studio. Got some mulberry silk. That's from Frivolous You. And then I've got Firestar in that mulberry color. I'm pretty sure that's from Fiber Curios and Summer. And if I run out, I do have more. I think that's the same thing. Okay, so let's get started. Oops. Okay. So we'll find the end. This is so super, super soft. So as I said, 19 micron merino. Even though I divided it in half lengthwise, I'm still going to flatten it out a little, fluff it out. Because this is so soft, there's a chance of it getting a little tangled. So we're going to treat it a little more delicately. Just feed that on. Match. So you can see it mainly comes out more this, I don't know what color purple that is, but now what I'm going to do with the wool viscose is I once again pulled it, not even half, I think it's a third, and then in half again, so I got that. I fluff it out a bit, and I don't want full coverage, I just want sort of a little bit here and there, just lightly put on there. So also hanging on to the end here so it doesn't bunch up. Okay. So you can see the little pink bits. Okay. And then we'll press them down. Okay, so now it's time for some bamboo. We won't use all of this on this run, but it's not a high contrast, but still I think it works. Do a little bit of silk. Kathy always braids these, and I often get them knotted up, so I have to like go through and make sure it gets done okay. Here we've got a little sort of tie. There we go. Okay. So this will give us a little bit of contrast. Once again, like the bamboo, you paint on the silk. There we go. Some nice darkness there. And we'll use it all. Okay, and then let's find the fire star. Once again, nice little contrast there. Yeah, I know Sebastian's noisy. I have to give him a good clean before he takes his trip. He's coming with me to Colorado. Hello, Beverly. And I'm trying to see who else is his name. I can see Lizette. Is it a Whitley? The angle of the camera made it really hard for me to actually see what's on the screen. So I leave Wednesday morning for Colorado. I'm going to do the 12-hour drive in one day. That's the plan. I'm going to get up really early, so it means I have to pack on Tuesday. And just drive all the way through. Fortunately, I gain an hour going west. I have no trouble doing 8 hours, so I figured 12, I'll do it. I'm not going to do it coming back. Coming back, I'm going to do less. I'm going to do 2 days coming back, mainly because I want to stop at the Brown Sheep Company in western Nebraska and go to their outlet center and maybe see if I can arrange for a tour. And so that's going to take some time. So I'll probably stop in Nebraska somewhere after that. It's not, because it's actually not all that far from Fort Collins, which is where I'm going. So I could easily make it as far as Lincoln or something. Okay, so that was just a little bit of that twill. Maybe, let's put a little bit more on. And actually, we'll just do this. But I have to pack all the equipment. So it's a different type of packing. I'm used to packing for a show, which, you have all the display pieces, which mostly go in the trunk. And then and then I have mostly product in, the Brigitte in the front seat and product in the back seat. This time I have to bring more clothes because I'm going for over a week. And then, let's see. Let's put a tiny bit of silk. I got more of this same color silk, so I can be generous with it. I always want to make sure I'm leaving enough of things so I can, if I want to make a second one, I've got enough. Yep. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to leave early, and so pack Tuesday night. So I got to pack Sebastian here. Not used to taking him places, so Brigitte will go in the front seat because she has to go. I'm not taking Penelope. Turns out that the people who are going to take the spinning classes with me, Teddy has enough wheels for us to use, so I don't have to bring extra, which is good. And let's see, what else? Anything else I want there? Nope. Let's go to the next layer. Actually, quickly, I'm going to hydrate. I had a few pretzels before I came on, and before that, I had 2 macaroons. The place where I consign my clothing, the hand-dyed stuff, and my jewelry, which is a block away. They had Mazarin was her business name, Mazarin Art and Macaroons, and so she had fresh macaroons, and so I bought a box of macaroons, and so I've been trying not to eat them all at once. I've been eating because I should spread those sugars out, but I've been every couple of hours I'll have one, but gotta remember to hydrate with all that. So I have to take. I'm going to take Sebastian. I'm going to take the new kitten, which I think is named Gertrude, which could become Trudy or Gertie. I'm not quite. I don't know. I'm obviously not falling in love with the name. I want to name her Gertrude because Gertrude of Nevils, I think it's in Belgium, is the patron saint of cats, and of course the kitten. It's a kitten, Drum Carter, but I might have to come up with a different name because Gertrude is just not working for me, unfortunately. So she's going, and Squirt is going. And what I've found is I don't have one in here. There are these. I still need to get one more, though I may have another one around. There are these sort of woven plastic containers I got at Target. You probably get them elsewhere as well. And they're like solid bottom, woven on the sides. They got little handles, and they come in different sizes. Okay, and the wide flat one that I often use for displaying is not flat, but shallower. If you turn it upside down, it covers all of this perfectly, and so you put it on the back seat. And then you can, I wouldn't put something heavy on it, but you can stack softer things on top. And, the carding cloth is protected. And then there's a longer, narrower one that fits perfectly over Squirt. And so I'm going to, sort of put them down and put those bins over them upside down and then pack around them. I also am going to be packing Drusilla. Remember, she's my swing picker. And then my 2 blending boards as well. I'll be teaching 2 women how to spin on a spinning wheel, which is very exciting. I've been slowly working on my handouts. I gotta finish them by tomorrow. I love that mulberry color there. And then I'm teaching carding art bats. And so I've started packing up fiber and all the fun add-ins, of course, that one uses in art bats. Started packing a few things but I didn't want to pack it all up until I finished making bats for tonight. Because, of course, the one thing I would want would have been packed away. And then I'm teaching the second half of the fiber prep class. The original instructor can't come, and so two of us are sort of divided in half. Someone does the morning. Kathy Sparks is doing the morning, which is all the, like, you know, learn about wool and how to wash it and skirt it and all the dirty stuff. And then after lunch, I will be teaching all of the how to card, how to comb, use a drum carder, use a blending board, use a swing picker, all that fun stuff. And then the last class I'm teaching is one on how to spin art bats, ways you can spin art bats. So I'm looking forward to all of that. And that person's bringing their own spinning wheel, so Kim, if you're watching, I will be seeing you soon. Or is Kim there? No, I see. Let's see. I see Betty and I see Megan. Hello, Megan. Wait, there's Kim. Hey, Kim. Kim's going to be learning how to spin art bats with me. Okay, are you liking the colors? I am really liking these colors. And then I'm also going to be borrowing some drum carders from Teddy as well. Since I don't have quite enough for everyone in the class, we will use some of Teddy's. That's one of the reasons I haven't also, this is a small event, and so we don't have the big classes of 10, 12 students. And when you're doing something like a drum carding class, you have to, you provide the equipment. I don't have room to have that many drum carders. It's one thing for spinning classes where you can ask people to bring their spinning wheel. Okay, looks like I need a little more over here. Fine. Ooh, look at this dark purple. Isn't that fun? Yeah, so there is no Sunday demo next week because I will be hanging out at Teddy's farm. Let's see if I can read anything with the light. Yes, I love these colors. Aren't they great? Available tonight, 7 p.m. Central. I'm going to try and make a second one after this, so. I think I'm going to call it Purple Symphony. That's sort of what I'm feeling. Okay, I think I've only got maybe another layer. It's hard to tell. Silk. That feels very naked right there. Let's grab this. There we go. That's better. So I still have quite a long list of things to do before I leave on Wednesday morning. And it'll be fun. I don't think I've stayed on a croft before in Scotland, but I've never really stayed on a farm before that I recall. So this will be fun. My biggest fear. Okay, yeah, we're getting full. This is the last layer. My biggest fear, of course, is rattlesnakes. I have a somewhat irrational fear. Well, it's not entirely irrational. Fear of snakes. I stepped in in sort of a marshy area. Stepped in a whole nest of baby garter snakes when I was little. And I know they're garter snakes. Like, they're like beneficial and not poisonous and don't bite you really. Or if they bite you, you don't feel it. But still looking down and having this whole nest trying to climb my leg and all sorts of things like that, I was somewhat traumatized. So I have this bit of a fear of snakes. And one of the things I remember from many years ago, when I finished my undergraduate degree, a friend and I moved from the East Coast out to Seattle. And we drove a U-Haul across the country. And I just remember being sort of in that whatever state we were in. I think it was a little further north than Colorado. I think we were on 90 and not 80. But I could just remember the signs at the rest stops that said stay on the sidewalks because of rattlesnakes. And that just, yeah. That just doesn't make me feel so comfortable. So I'm bringing closed-toed shoes, and I will follow all of Teddy and Toot's instructions. I mean, yes, there were rattlesnakes when I lived in Arizona, too. But fortunately, all of the snakes I saw were always dead on the road. I never saw a live one. Saw live tarantulas and geckos like crazy, but... Okay, what do you think? We liking that? I think that is done. So, I see a question mark, but I can't read the thing. Oh, you want the second one with silk noil? We could possibly do that. Yeah, you notice it's not up here. Usually I have it up here. But I did a bunch without the silk noil. I have no idea how much this weighs. There's still... I was catching... I think I'm going to... This might be on the smaller side, but I'm going to take it off. Because it was starting to catch on the liquor end. So... Yeah, so I will definitely look at the comments afterwards because I know I'm missing a bunch of them. So I'm just going to break the bat here. Longer bits on the right. As I said, so this might be a lighter bat. You can start guessing weights though if you want. So I have to make sure I pack all of my packing and burnishing brushes. I don't have a lot of... Find some more knitting needles to use as Doffer sticks. Okay, get this pushed down here. At the end, I think I'm going to weigh what's left here. Give me a good sense of how much I used. Okay. Roll this off. So you can guess weights. If you're new here, the person who gets closest gets trophy emojis and bragging rights. And your bragging rights last extra long since I don't have any demos for like almost 2 weeks. There it is. Got this little bit sticking right here. So nice and soft with that 19 micron merino. Got a little bit of carding action there. Okay, so this is, oh, look how shimmery that is with the fire star and the silk. Okay, so I'm going to step off camera and directly into the sun. Do some fluffing. Do one piece of silk that might become problematic. It's a little warm, and so it's sticking to me. Yeah, so we're going to call this one Purple Symphony. teasing it out, and then I'm going to jelly roll it. Okay, and rolling and rolling. Okay. Oh, yeah. So there it is. Let us weigh that. So I think it's on the lighter side. I think it's, well, my guess is that it's at least 2 ounces, but I could be completely wrong. Turn out. Okay, is that better? Okay, there we go. Yes, okay. So it is 2.47. It's heavier than I thought it was. Okay, so let me find my pen. There it is. So 2.47. And purple. Symphony. Couldn't spell symphony there for a second. Okay, and then I'll just write down all the ingredients. So that will be available tonight. Yes. I can't read everything. Oh, beautiful. Okay. So yeah, as someone said, it's fastest internet tonight. We'll see what happens. Yeah, and I'll make the next one with silk and oil. How about that? Okay. So that'll be Purple Symphony 2. So I will let you go so I can make a few more bats before tonight. And as I said, there'll be a few discounted. I got a couple older ones. I also have the single breed bats of what the few I have left from the last show. I'll also include those as well, sort of clear the decks. And anything that doesn't sell, I'll probably take to Colorado with me. We're going to have a little sort of shop corner somewhere. I have no idea. I've never been there before. So I'll have a garment rack of clothes, and I'll probably bring up one rack of jewelry and so forth. So I hope everybody has a really great week, and I'm gonna try and maybe do a live or two from Teddy's place. So we will see. But I've driven through Colorado. I've just really never stopped and enjoyed Colorado. So I'm really looking forward to this. So see you tonight, and I'll just see you around on Facebook. I hit the right button.